Are you looking to stay informed about what's going on in Madison without the media spin? Well, here's the latest news from the Wisconsin Assembly Chambers brought right into your home, directly from the office of your representative, who truly values his constituents' feedback and is always working hard on the issues that matter to you. Welcome to the Ramthun Report.
Hello, fellow patriots. When you have issues and you need answers, ask us. I'm Tristan, and let's update you on what happened this week here in Madison. This week's hot topics include the latest update from this week's Assembly floor session. We answered the question, are children required to take the COVID shot to enroll in public schools? And Representative Ramthun addresses a few issues directly to those who made a Ramthun request last week. Remember, if your issue isn't highlighted on the channel, our office will still send you an answer. First, let's hear Representative Ramthun tell us about what happened on the Assembly floor on Tuesday.
Hello everybody, today is Tuesday, March 16th, until about 20 minutes to 3. We just got out of the floor session for today. We had several items that I'd like to share briefly with you that were accomplished. We had several bills that were referred back to committee for additional analysis, so this is a good point to remind everybody. Bill processing occurs through committee, it gets to the floor session for scheduling, and something comes up and it goes back to committee. That happens here too, and that's good. To be thorough and be structured is good. We had a couple of bills that I'd like to point out. There was one relating to dentists administering certain vaccines. I'm a no on that. I'm going to register as a no. AB 124. The Senate bill, I think it was 13. The reason why I'm not in favor of supporting vaccines COVID related is because the COVID vaccine is really not a vaccine. It's an experimental gene therapy drug that hasn't been fully tested. It's causing deaths, and to allow other health service providers to extend services to vaccinate people, the word shouldn't be used, because in the CDC's definition, vaccine is to prevent viruses. This does not prevent viruses. It will minimize some of the symptoms you get from COVID, but it doesn't prevent you from getting it. So I'm a no on that. It did pass, however, and probably will be concurred in the Senate, and who knows what the governor will do with that one. We had several other bills regarding healthcare in general that all passed today as well. So today was actually a good day for healthcare in general. A lot of bills that we had go through the floor session were healthcare related. Public benefit managers PBM bill, that's things dated 4 to 5 years. We finally got it across the finish line today. So just a brief synopsis on some of the bill activity today. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.
It's important that we understand the bill process and stay informed about what is being discussed on the floor so we know how our lives will be affected by these bills. Now Representative Ramthun will answer a question on many parents' minds. Will our children be required to take the COVID shot to enroll in public schools?
Student immunization record form for public schools. Right here it is. And down in this area you'll see a place for opting your child out of any specific type of vaccination. A constituent had asked me to include the COVID shot into this form, and I checked with the Department of Health Services, and their answer was the U.S. Food and Drug Administration issued emergency use authorizations for the Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson vaccines for use in adults and older teens. Moderna and Johnson & Johnson's vaccine is authorized for people ages 18 and older, and Pfizer's vaccine is authorized for use in people ages 16 and older. Pfizer and Moderna just recently started clinical trials to see how safe and effective their vaccines are for children ages 12 years and older. Trials haven't started for infants, toddlers, or kids under the age of 12. These clinical trials will need to demonstrate both safety and efficacy of the vaccination, and a recommendation from the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices for these age groups would be necessary before they can be provided for students. So the long story short is we don't need to put the COVID shot onto the student immunization record because it won't be something required or mandated for public school kids. It's still a work in progress, and when that day comes to have the necessity for the COVID opting out option, then we'll get it on the form. But right now it won't be happening. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and God bless. Bye now.
We hope that answer from both Representative Ramthun and the Department of Health Services will put some parents at ease knowing they still have a choice. Here at the Ramthun Report, we know everyone has issues with politics and that many people need answers. So we always invite you to ask us. Let's get to your answers from last week's Ramthun requests.
Jan Krieger from Auburn asks, the attorney in Green Bay provided a great case. Yes, he certainly did. In fact, I hope you're referencing the 1 hour and 9 minute and change video that we had on the Ramthun Report, Ramthun Report 6.5, Jan. If you watch that whole thing, that's the one I had to leave after that. I just needed to go and try to recover because it was overwhelming. The data was clear and the concerns are real, and now we're going to turn that into reports and actions and legislation, and who knows what's going to happen. So it's currently a little too fresh to get specific, but something definitely going to get done. Will you be representing any other counties, i.e. Milwaukee? What is the procedure, next steps after the hearing? Well, there's going to be multiple hearings, which is going to flesh out more issues regarding concerns and questions from previous elections, and not just last November. I think the scope of the process is reaching back at least a couple of years. So we might even start with stuff in 2018. Whether this Eric is going to be involved in the 5 counties, perhaps. I think it would be a really good idea for consistency's sake, but I'm not running point on that, and I don't have control over those resources. But I think Eric is definitely going to be involved in the 5 county initiatives for Wisconsin, which includes Kenosha, Racine, Milwaukee, Dane County, and Green Bay. So Timothy, what a great name, Timothy Amstead from West Bend asks, men should have more rights when it comes to their children. If they sign a birth certificate, they should have equal rights. What can you do to help fathers stay in their kids' life? You know, I came in last session, Timothy, for the first time, and I was vice chair of Children and Families. I'm vice chair again for Children and Families. You've got the Family Law Committee as well, the Judiciary, which I'm also part of now this session. I think there's a lot more that we can and should do for the kids and the best interests of the children, and that includes having their dads more so in their life. 50-50 would be my desire, shared parenting, especially if both parents are deemed eligible or qualified or capable of raising children. If there's concerns, legal and otherwise reasons, that would be the exception. But right now fathers don't have enough. They should have more, and I couldn't agree with you. So stay tuned for coming attractions. I'd like to have this session heat up extensively on rights for fathers and being part of Children and Families. I'm in a good place to leverage a lot of activity. So if you would love to help me, please send me some specific items you'd like to see addressed, perhaps either in rule or process or in statute, and I'll work to get those accomplished for you. If you have specific things you'd like me to work on, please let the office know. We'll get some traction on it, and we'll get something going, whether it's a bill or otherwise. But I look forward to speaking with you all again next week. Thank you. Bye now.
This concludes this week's episode of the Ramthun Report. Don't forget to check the links below to make your Ramthun request to have your issues addressed by Representative Ramthun in next week's episode. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and share this video with your fellow patriots. Remember, when you have questions and you need answers, ask us. We are here to serve you. We'll see you next week. God bless you and yours always.